I'm Dr. Daniel, and I've been doing farming for about 4 years right now. I started out with a rather small farm, just have completed building 750 chickens, make that 800, on land that wasn't my property, my father's land, and that has already expanded into what? 400 acres of farmland, more than 20,000 chickens, over 150 cattle, over 700 goats and sheep, plants and crops, and of course there is way more being planned. And in my 4 years as a farmer, I've visited lots and lots of farmers, hundreds of farmers, and I've actually inspired very many people to start farms. You could be one of them. Many of them have already started making it big, and many have failed. And when I do visit and look at many of them, I keep thinking one thing: I wish you knew this before you started. The odds would have been stacked in your favor. You'd be miles ahead if only you had known this before starting. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the things you need to know before you start a farm. If you're watching this just before you start your farm, you're stacking the odds in your favor. This is certainly going to help you ensure that you have very high chances of success. You'll almost always succeed. Of course, I can't be 100% certain because there are things that can't be expected, like COVID-19, that badly affects you and no one expected it. But the chances of you succeeding will be raised greatly if you do watch this video. So come on, stick around. Meanwhile, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you're certainly missing out. You're missing out on lots of information that's going to change your farming perspective and career. So come on, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. That way you never miss out on anything related to farming. Goats, sheep, chickens, just think about it. It's right here at Farm Up. Number one, there is lots and lots and lots to learn, and you need to read up as much as possible. We do have a cow in the background. You can see her over there. She's trying to cry and moo and look for her calf. The calves are over here in this fence, and you can see the fence right here. It's to separate them so that they don't finish up all the milk. If they take all the milk, they develop milky diarrhea. So this is simply a separation. Back to the point. You see, before I started my poultry farm, the thing that really ensured that I succeeded was because I read up. I spent days, weeks, and even months reading up as much as possible. I got as many poultry books as I could. They're available for free on the internet. Just type in poultry and poultry PDF or poultry book or whatever. You want to get lots and lots of them. Of course, some of them have some shady information. So you're going to have to do lots of reading to kind of consolidate the information and make sure that you're getting the right information from the different areas. But if you do lots of reading, you're going to get lots and lots of useful information. And this information for you, a novice farmer, is going to replace experience. Of course, experience is important, very important, but if you're starting out, you can't have experience. Everyone starts at a particular point. And so for you to stack the odds in your favor, then you're going to have to learn a lot. And you'll probably even know more than experienced people. You see, I'm not a vet. I didn't study veterinary medicine. I didn't study animal husbandry. But I know way more about poultry than most people who actually studied poultry. I know a lot about farming, even compared to lots of people who did farming. Why? Because I'm interested and I read. Yes, I do read. Look for the information everywhere. It's available on the internet. Watch Farm Up. Come on, just watch all my videos. Over 200 videos on this channel, and most of them are farm related. In fact, not most, all of them have something that they will teach you about farming. Watch the videos, be interested, get a notebook, read, download books, and trust me, you're going to find the information very, very valuable. Don't be a lazy farmer. Don't be a very lazy aspirant. And you'll be surprised that in your reading and in your researching, you could have lots of changes in your mind. You could decide to, hey, switch from crops to plants because for you, then all of a sudden plants make more sense. Or you could decide to just leave this thing completely because it just won't make sense in your case. So come on, read up as much as possible. Number two, visit lots and lots of farmers. Lots of farmers, as many as you can, and learn from them. But don't take up all their practices. You need to weigh them against the information that you've researched. Just like that, now it makes sense why you need to read up as much as possible. The thing with farms is that there's lots of gates. And gates on farms must be locked. If you don't close it or shut it behind you, then it's a waste of time. Yeah? So always make sure that you shut the gate, okay? Otherwise, you're going to get in trouble. You'll probably get wild animals coming in, or you're going to have animals escape. So always close gates behind you. You see, lots of farmers have had lots of practices that they think are good practices. You know, information from long ago. I'll tell you, I'm a human medical doctor. And in medicine, things keep changing. I'll use pediatrics, for example. We have guidelines, if you're, treating children, that keep changing every year. Guidelines change. Medicine that you are giving this year, just like that, you can't give it in the same dose the next time. Protocols keep changing. Everything just keeps changing. And so something that seemed very correct and good right now, next year or the year after will be completely obsolete. And now what happens with lots of farmers is that because they don't read, they take up lots of information that's obsolete and they practice it. And that information in the end turns out to be harmful. Can you imagine that at some point someone was killed? Killed because he said that the earth moves around the sun and not the other way around? Yep. When information becomes available, things that seemed like gospel truth change, and they could actually be terrible and the worst thing that could happen to you. So while you visit lots of farmers, you're going to find them with lots of practices. And I've seen this with my own eyes. Lots of farmers who have practices, things that they do on their farms, but the things that they do on their farms are really, really terrible. And they are wrong. But they have done it for so long and too much time, literally their entire farming life. They'll tell you, I've done this for 20 years. I've done this for 15 years. And that's what they thought was correct. So, come on, you need to weigh whatever you learn against the references, against information that you find outside there. And even before you start out, you might be the one to correct other farmers. Number 3, learn the business side of farming. It's really pathetic and painful when you're not making any money. Very painful. So guys, I'm in the cow shed and take a look. That's a cow that just delivered a calf. Little tiny calf. I won't go close by. I've been chased by a cow before for getting close to its calf. But take a look at it. How adorable it is. Ooh, beautiful. This was delivered today actually. You can see the way the calf is standing. It's staggering, So it's just been delivered today and it smells. It smells. Recently though, our lactant, we're having lots and lots of females. Yeah, way more females than males. It's just fair enough that we have a small male, You see, when we all start out, we start out with passion. And it's because you've been watching lots and lots of videos of Dr. Daniel on Farm Up. And you're like, oh my God, look at this guy. He started with very few birds. And look at what he has right now. Too many birds, lots of animals. And of course, it looks really nice. But hey guys, it's more than just that. It's not all about having interest and passion in farming. You need to understand that you're going into this and you want to do it as a business. Unless you're one of those people who are starting it and for you it's all about fun, you just want to enjoy. If for you it's all about fun and you don't care about making money, then come on, skip this point. Get on to the next one. But if it's important to you, then you need to understand that running the farm is different from making money out of the farm. And for you to make money out of the farm, you're going to handle it like a proper business. Exactly the way you would handle any other business, selling some items in a shop or dealing in the transport business or dealing in the food business. Whatever it is, you're going to have to handle it like a business. So you need to think about your costs. You need to think about how much you're putting in. You need to think about the marketing. You need to think about lots of things. You need to think about the staff that you're going to hire on the farm. Super, super important. You being a very good farmer and a passionate farmer doesn't mean that you'll be a very good businessman and that you'll be able to sell everything you produce. It could be easy for you to make the products, but if it's impossible for you to sell the product, then you're going to run out of business and you're going to hate the same thing that you once loved, because just like that, it's just getting money out of your pocket and you're not able to get back anything. So come on, you need to understand and learn the business side of the farm before you start it. Next point, plan, and plan. Look at the calves inside the paddock. So the little tiny calf that was just delivered is over there. I don't know if I can zoom and you see, you can see the cow right there. There's a lone calf right here. I don't know why. You can see the lone calf. And over here we have very many calves. The paddock we are in, like I said, is where we keep the calves. And you can see them walking away, of course. They don't like the idea that I'm getting close, you know. They're not used to having lots of people close to them. And over there, you can see our great chicken house. It's a masterpiece, isn't it? Beautiful. Hey buddies, what's up? Let's see if you can let me get close. Come on, come on, come on. You see, the only time they let you to get close is when you're milking their mothers, because there you have a very pricey asset for them, breast milk. You see, as I walk towards them, they walk away. It's all right, I'll let you go. You see, before I started my farm, I had planned, and for me at that point, maize in Uganda was at about 600 shillings. Then when I started the farm, the maize I was paying for was 1,300 shillings. That was more than twice the price that I had planned for. And if you understand poultry and making chicken feed, you understand that maize is about 60% of the chicken feed. So that was lots and lots of money that I hadn't planned for. And it put me in trouble. I actually almost gave up, you know. If I wasn't very, very strong, I would have given up. So you need to plan, guys. You need to properly plan. Get as much information as possible, like I've already said, and then plan to the nitty-grittiest of things. Of course, your plans most time never go according to, you know, as planned, but better plan than not plan, because there you have things to play with. You have information that you can use and adjust to make things lie in your favor. But without planning, you're going to be in trouble. Plan. What will you be selling the eggs? What will you be selling the chicken? You know, who are you going to be selling them? How far is the place? How expensive is it? How cheap is it? You don't want to be surprised at the end and you're like, oh my God, I didn't think that by this time fuel would be this cheap, and just like that you have so much money to spend. Come on. Well, it's usually nice when good days come on you without planning, eh? Especially fuel right now, isn't it? Anyway, trust me, if you plan, you have very high odds of succeeding. Let's get out of this place, right? In the meantime, number 6, you need to know that you do need other people, and without other people, you're going to break. You're going to break if you decide to do this farming thing alone. Trust me. You see, unless you're doing a very, very tiny, small-scale farm, and you're going to be working alone, doing everything alone. But if you're planning on doing it on any form of a bigger scale, you're certainly going to need other people. And so what does that mean? You need to hire the right people. Entering another gate, right? Get in and shut it behind you. Over there you can see we have a few goats and sheep that are feeding in the grassland around. And that is our goat shed. Right here you can see the droppings that we get from the goat house. Very, very beautiful manure. Very beautiful. Anyway, let's get into our goat area. You can see the camera, guys, right? Yeah. I have a camera right here. Functioning. You can see it moving around. Can't trust the guys 100%, isn't it? Let's move in. Right here. So this is the goat area, and of course the goats are outside feeding. Shut the door behind you. Very important. And you can see our little tiny kids. Look at this baby. Oh, where are you going? Come on. Oh yeah. This is a kid of a goat. Very young. Probably just a few days old. Maybe 2 or 3 days. Nothing more than that. And so all the kids remain inside here when the parents move out. You can see them. Look at them running. Running away from me. The kids and the little tiny lambs, they're all inside here. So the guy I have who works inside the goat shed is actually one of the very best workers that I do have of the farm. He's very, very hardworking and passionate and interested in his work. And that ensures that there is very minimal supervision needed here. That doesn't mean there is no supervision needed here, because that's a recipe for catastrophe. He's not as passionate and interested as I am, but it's very important that you get someone who at least has some passion and desire for what they are doing, because like I said, you can't do all the work alone. If you do all the work alone, you're going to break. You're certainly going to break 100%. So it's important that when you're hiring people, you hire interested people. Remember, you can't do the work alone. If it's, let's say, chickens, in fact, any form of animals, you're going to need some form of vet assistance, you know, For a lot of the times, most people will not be like me, who will go and read up and get as much information as possible. I happen to be a medical doctor, so I understand a lot about medicine. If I find or come across a drug, even if it's not been used in humans before, I'll have an idea about what it is, what it could be treating in the animals. If I read an animal disease, I kind of understand it. Actually, not kind of. I can understand it to all the details. But most of you will not be able to do that. So you want to need people. So get the best and most skilled and most trustworthy people around you, and never run away from people. Remember that you need people to succeed. Hard times will certainly come, 100% certain, but don't give up when they do come. You know, there is very few other businesses where this is true as much as agriculture, because the variables are quite many. And I'll give you an example. For us, right here on the farm, we do have lots of chickens, and you won't believe the price at which we are paying for maize in Uganda right now. $50 for a kilo of maize. Like, it's never been that high. Never, ever been that high. It's 3 times up the price that we were paying just a few months ago. And this is a really trying and hard time for us. It's teaching us lots and lots of things that we need to adjust, lots of things that we need to change, and it's just showing us that there is a possibility. You know, this is possible. You never thought the price would go this high? Come on, it has shown you I can actually go this high. So how do you react? What do you change about it? So the hard times do come. If we decided to give up right now, of course, at some point the price of maize is going to fall very, very low. But what do you learn? What do you do? What do you change about things when the prices go up? So it doesn't matter how well you plan and, you know, how good you do lots of your things, the hard times are going to come, 100%. But if you do endure through them and adapt as well as possible through them, you're going to come out stronger, and you're going to learn lots and lots of things that are going to change everything for you. So don't give up when the hard times come. Finally, always be open to learning and innovations. You see, farming is not like a law. It's not like Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And that will always hold as long as you're in the medium that, you know, you're supposed to be in. Farming ain't like that. Things can always change and adapt. And that house over there in the background is a very good example. It's nothing that had been used before. And a lot of farmers who see it keep thinking, you know, this is different, this is strange, this is weird. Why would you do something like this? And, you know, there's lots of excuses. But in the end, it works, and it works perfectly. And it works better than lots of other things that they have done. And it's cheap, and it's efficient. So come on, you can always learn. If someone comes up with an idea, think about it. Think about the practicality of it. Think about the different ways that you can use it. And after weighing everything, you can either choose to drop it or take it up. But there's no crown mark in farming. There's completely no crown mark. And like I've said, it's a science. It's not an art. It's not like crown mark. There's lots of things that you're going to have to learn. There's lots of things that keep changing. Lots and lots of things that keep changing. And if you decide to focus and accept that you can always learn new things, then you're going to make it to the top, because you will not be left behind. So now that you've watched this video, come on, go and implement all the points, all of them. And I've given you the green light to start your farm, isn't it? Once you implement all of them, start your farm. Trust me, you're going to succeed. I hope you hit that subscribe button. Lots of love. Catch you very soon with another video. Bye-bye.